Okay. I'm gonna do a quick video on Raquel Welch. Okay, she died today. Okay, the numbers 215, 215. This is our important set of numbers that are in the dartboard. Okay, right at the top of the dartboard, these the 2, 1, and the 5 is all grouped together, and the same here. Why is the dartboard significant? Because the dartboard represents not only the pi, the cycle that we're in, but it also represents the point we have to get back to, the bullseye. Okay? So without getting, because I don't know what people know that are watching this. I mean, a lot of the people that watch this regular know I keep going on about the dartboard, but I'm just trying to bring other people up to speed if you happen to get onto this video. Okay? So Raquel Welch, there's another place where that 215 shows up, and that is in my decode table of Fibonacci type numbers. So we're talking about golden ratio here. This is golden ratio, and golden ratio is all about balance, the same as getting back to that bullseye. We're talking about getting back to balance with this table, and we can look at this table and we can infer some things from the table about which numbers correspond with one another, and that relationship can kind of give us some meaning behind maybe the metaphor we're looking at in reality. Okay, 512, 512 right here. Okay, 125, that same set of numbers right here. This is important because it's in the 13th column, second row, and the 13th column, second row, which is 213, 213 is right here. Okay, the start of the cycle. Okay, get rid of that bump, and let's move on real quick, because Raquel Welch's birthday, I think it was, hang on a minute, let me go back to it, just double check, and I'll have to flip back to this. Yeah, the 5th of September. Let me show you something in the table real quick. 5th of September, keep going back to this wrong one. 5th of September, okay, this 5 right here, okay, and this 9 right here, okay, 5th of September. Okay, this is a set of numbers here that I've been going on about now in my last 3 or 4, 5 or 6, I don't know how many videos back it goes actually, but this is all tied to a number jump, right, from 2001, the 9/11, the 11th of September 2001, we can go 7,810 days, and that will take us to January, okay, 29th. January 29th is encoded on the dollar bill as well. Okay, there is a fold that I call the tier fold. Go check my back catalog. I call it the tier fold, spelled like this. Okay, and this fold, I believe, encodes, and part, not all just this fold. There's other folds on the dollar bill, but this is part of the encoding of what I believe is the destruction of the Hoover Dam. Okay, on the dollar bill. So this is one of the dates that shows up this year, January the 29th. Okay, well, there's another number jump that we can do, which is 7,910 days to meet up in the middle here, and this is a jump of 100 days. Okay, from this day here, January the 29th, to 5/9, and so because it's a 100-day jump, 5/9, the 9th of May, is the 129th day of the year. Okay, 129th day of the year. Okay, so this 129 is important, super important here. I mean, the January the 29th was one of my days. Maybe that could be the day for the Hoover Dam to blow, and again, we have the 129 encoded in 5/9 as well. So I was back in those older decodes, I'm saying, well, it possibly could be 5/9 as well, because who knows how the encoding actually, which numbers it's actually pointing at. Is it pointing at the day of the year, the actual date? It's difficult to actually know exactly what day it's actually pointing at, because there's several other days throughout the year, just here. couple of days' time, we're going to have the 19th of February. That may be a day to look, for some kind of clue back towards the Hoover Dam again, okay? Because it's going to be, 2/19, okay? That's coming up in about 4 days' time. So this is all the kind of, this is the problem with trying to guess when something's going to happen. It's a little bit more difficult than just, like, I'm just thinking about the Super Bowl. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? And it basically comes down to, well, pretty much, it's almost 50-50, on, you could almost do a 50-50 guess. When you've got something in front of you that's going to happen, that's a little bit easier to predict. I don't know. I'm no good at predicting games anyway, but so 5-9. And this is really not the reason I'm doing this, is to try and predict the thing. It's to try and show, I mean, I think it's going to happen, but I'm trying to show the links, how it's encoded into reality, maybe, if it does happen, Anyway, so this 5-9, her birthday, actually, pretty interesting. And then it's repeated again here, because this 14 can reduce down to a 5, especially as it's in the 5 column, and a double 5 at the top of this. So, I mean, double 5 at the bottom of it. So it's not a stretch to even reduce that down to a 5 as well. So that is pretty important, okay? And that 9 there, and this 5-9 that I've been going on about, it's interesting that Raquel Welch, with the fantastic, well, actually I'll get onto it now, the Fantastic Voyage is what I want to look at with Raquel Welch. Okay, so we got her birthday done. Okay, 5th of September. Just one more thing about the 5th of September. 117 days left in the year. Okay, and again, back to the chart. 117 days, right above this lot of numbers here. Okay, we have those same set of numbers. Yeah, moving into this middle portion here, which is I guess the perfect balance point of the whole table between the 11 and the 18. Okay, which actually forms, if you just look at these two numbers on each side of the column, is that just another 11 again. That's a super important number, 11. Okay, now where do I want to go from here? Because we're going to have some connections back to these other numbers, so bear these numbers in mind, because I may not actually directly come back and show you them again, but bear them in mind because they're going to connect back with this whole thing. So what did I say I wanted to do? I wanted to go and look at Fantastic Voyage with Raquel Welch. Okay, her first big hit, maybe, I don't know. I want you to pay attention to the release date here of the film, August 16th. Again, Elvis's death date, Madonna's birthday, okay, and I want you to pay attention to this 100 minutes, because I was just saying about that 100-day jump between those two dates, okay, and the dollar bill, obviously encoding the Hoover Dam thing, 100 cents, 100 pennies, okay. Are we seeing some connections now? And that 100-day jump. So I believe we're already in the 100-day jump. That 100, I think we're in that, well, I know we're in that jump. Now, whether or not it leads to the destruction of the Hoover Dam, I'm not sure, but anyway, 100 days, okay, and we have this day encoded. I mean, this really makes me think of Elvis and Madonna, this day here, okay, so super important. Now, this Fantastic Voyage thing, it was Zach over at Gematria Effect News was doing a video on Raquel Welch, and he did mention Fantastic Voyage, but nobody really seemed to be putting the link together with this chap here, Coolio, and his song Fantastic Voyage. Okay, so again, I mean, apologies if there is somebody over there that dropped a comment or something referencing it, but I didn't see it. So anyway, I did drop a comment mentioning this, and so I thought, well, seeing as nobody's really talking about it, I'll do a video on it. Anyway, Fantastic Voyage. Let's just note for a second, he has the 8-1 numerology for his birthday, the same as Elvis has 8-1 numerology, and also his. Let's look at the death day, September the 28th. I'll show you that in the table. Okay, so here's his birthday right here, the 18, right? That's interesting. Okay, and then the death day, if we were to just read this in reverse here, 928, okay? 928, that is his death day, okay? We're just reading it in reverse. And so what's interesting is we kind of have a hidden 29 in his, what do I want to say, in his birthday. You know, you wouldn't think about it because obviously he dies on the 28th. But when we look at the table, we can sort of say, oh, well, that might be just a reference back to this 29 day again with the 129. Okay, so let me get off of that and let's go to the thing to remember about 29 as well. I know I'll keep going on about this and it's probably getting on people's nerves, but the 29 is the perfect combination of these two numbers. Okay, right? Because it's the reduction of the 11, the 2. It's the reduction of the 1 and the 8, the 18, down to 9. So it's each individual component is reduced. And then if you add 18 to 11, okay, it comes out at 29. Okay, that's how this table is made. But the other interesting thing is this reduces back down to another 11 again. Okay, so that is interesting. You know, talk about a nice little circle there, okay? Anyway, so we have his stuff in here. We also have the film release. Oh, blimey, I'll just write all over it down so people can't see. But we have the film release date here coming down in this direction with the 1, 8, and the 6 here. Okay, so we have all these sort of dates. You know, they're all sort of tying in very closely to the middle of this table here. Okay, which is important because the closer you get to the middle, to this point here, I believe the closer you are to, the reference to balance. Okay, even though everything in this table is to do with balance, this maybe has a little more significance here. You know, this is 9/11 here. You know, right? So it's, it's important. Maybe we'll see something on 2/18, and maybe 2/19. Who knows? What was I saying? 2/19. But I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. Let's go to what do I want to go to? Let's go to his song, Fantastic Voyage, right? Come on. Okay, so Fantastic Voyage. We can note a couple of things. Comes out length is 532, 408. Maybe bear that in mind. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to talk about those two numbers. What was interesting to me was this March 8th release. Again, the release date of the album, the song, sorry, the single, March the 8th. Think about the term release, okay, and the 3883 here, because 1983 is the year that water goes over the spillway at the Hoover Dam. Okay, the Lake Mead is full to capacity, and they are getting rid of water. Okay, so we have water flowing over. This is the reference: water flowing over the dam. Okay, coming over the dam, coming out of the dam. Okay, so this is this 8-3 reference, which is pretty interesting. Let's not get too bogged down with that because I want to go back to this now. Actually, no, I don't want to go back to this. I want to go back to Raquel Welch'S. No, it was this. I want to go. Hang on a minute. What do I want to do? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it was Raquel Welch'S death day. Okay, February the 15th, and I minused off 83 here, and it takes us to the 24th of November. Anything really significant about the 24th of November? Let's whiz down to it. Have a quick look. 24th is nothing majorly interesting, but excuse me, we do have another 37 reference, and we've had loads of 37 references, right? And again, I don't know really how much I really want to talk about 37 again now, but like those last couple of videos I've done, or at least the last one I've done, the 37 is just really popping at the minute. So that is interesting, this reference to L, okay? And I also went the other way with it. That really wasn't that interesting. Guess where we come out? May the 9th. I'm like, oh, blooming hell. That's absolutely insane. So not only do we have her birthday referencing this day, okay, the other way around with September the 5th, okay, now we have a nice little 8-3 with Coolio's release date of his fantastic Voyage and the connection to the end of Raquel's fantastic Voyage, the end of her life on February the 15th. Now, while I'm on the topic of this, because there is some meaning behind the idea of the fantastic voyage, because that's what we're on right now. And that whole thing started in 2001. Yeah. The fantastic voyage is the Odyssey, okay? The 2001 Space Odyssey, okay? That is the voyage that we're dealing with here, okay? Here's the start of the table. Yeah, you just put a 0 in here and another 0. 2001, okay? This is why this 21 is so important. You know, I mean, it shows up again here in this column. And again, we're re-referencing a 3 and a 7 at either end of this column. 3 7's a 21. I mean, I don't know where to... Do you know what I mean? It's, again, it's just all over the place. So, 2001 A Space Odyssey. So this fantastic voyage, I believe, is just a direct reference to the Odyssey and to this whole thing, you know, to the start of this whole thing, right? And then we're playing out the 83 here with that 83-day jump from her death through to maybe something to do with the Hoover Dam happening, okay? You know, and I mean, the thought has crossed my mind that, you know, Madonna will play that role out somehow on 5/9. I think I've got a date coming up before then. Here in, actually, it's in a few. It's not actually that far away. I need to do a video on it. But that's what we've got going on. I don't know what else I've wanted to say about this. There were some interesting little connections. You know, it's a little bit more than this. I mean, if we go back to like Gangsta's Paradise, right? Here's the album release of the Gangsta's Paradise album, right? And it's released on November the 7th, okay? That 117 again, right? The same as her birthday has 117 days left in the year, okay? The same as this 117, you know, is to do with you know, before balance, if you like, the thing before balance. You know, you've heard 9/11 referenced as 7/11, okay? And this is, you know, going into balance here, okay? Coming to this point. So this is like the eve here, you know, this is the eve date that I go, you know, well, some of the eve dates that I go on about, you know. And if you go to, you know, this 7/11 here, I mean, just for new people, let me show you. 7/11 at the end of the year here. Where are we? November. Here's an abbreviated 117. Okay, it's the 17th of November, so it's got an extra 1 in there. But 44, 321, 44th day remaining to go in the year. And if you go to the other side of the year now, in February, the counterpart date for that is the 13th of February, 44, 321. And again, this is 213, which is back to the start of this table here. Okay, so there's our 213, and it's heavily, this is one of the dates in the dollar bill. It's a big day in the dollar bill, this date. This connects directly with 9/11 in the dollar bill. Okay, via a 155-day jump. Okay, by the way, sometimes I'll circle stuff, and when we got a double number, you know, like I was just picking out one of those ones there. So anyway, what else do I want to say? Oh, let's just go back to this thing here with the Gangster's Paradise. So this is interesting, right? I'll go back a minute. Hang on. Now we have the single release, right? Let's look at the single release. Come on. Okay. August, again, we got the 8-1 referenced. His start of his fantastic voyage. Okay, there's a clue that's the start of your, when you're born into this world, that's the start of the fantastic voyage. 8-1. Okay, 44. Okay, with the length. Okay, is that not referencing back to what I just showed you with the 117? Okay, so we can go around in circles with this stuff. Okay, pretty interesting. But I mean, again, the Fantastic Voyage. Are we nearing the end of the Fantastic Voyage now? I don't know. I've got another one to do here in a minute, another video to do, which I think is interesting as well. I haven't really delved any deeper than just this surface stuff with him, okay, and with her. Okay, I don't know what I've forgotten here, but I just thought it was interesting the way those numbers are showing up. I got some of the stuff in the Gematrinator here. Okay, here's something interesting. This set of numbers, well, letters here, is actually from the video on Fantastic Voyage. Okay, there's an official music video for that song. Again, we've got the blue and the white referenced here with Mary and going into the Matrix, into the fiction. And again, I just stuck that in those letters in the Gematrinator, and that's what we came up with. Okay, just some interesting numbers. The 118, yeah, right at the center of the table, right? The 37, L, God, okay. 71, again. Let's not even go into it. But again, like that's that 7-1 at the center of the table. It's Diana's birthday, and again, Raquel Welch, the Princess of Wales. I mean, the connections here, the connections. 26. I was actually doing some decoding the other night, and I found something quite interesting. I may or may not do a video on it, but I was looking at numbers in the table and converting them over to letters, and actually there's a ton of actually interesting stuff, and you can pick out some interesting connections to Superman in the table as well. But this 26, right? The way I was doing the decode, I was minusing off 26 off of certain numbers in the table, and it was interesting the numbers that were coming up in certain when you started with a certain number. Can't remember off the top of my head, but there was definitely 3 or 4 numbers that sort of stood out, like when you minus 26 every time. Some interesting, like L would show up, like I don't know, but it was just interesting. I'm waffling. Anything else super nuts about this? 78 here again, 1978. I just was talking, just have to mention Superman there. 1978 is when the film comes out, so we saw a lot of 7/8s in the Super Bowl. I'm thinking Kelsey is springing to mind there, but there was a whole bunch more. That is the year that the film comes out. There's a bunch of stuff in that film that's pretty interesting in terms of references back to other films. The one that springs to mind is the numbers on the arm when I can't remember. I don't know what his name is. The guy, the chubby counterpart to Lex Luthor is reprogramming the missile, the thermonuclear warhead. The numbers on the arm with the Donnie Darko reference there is nuts. The helicopter reference, the helicopter crash, yeah, right at the start of the film. I think that's the first time he sort of becomes Superman to save Lois Lane. And then, so the Kobe thing, I mean, there's just a ton of little bits and bobs in there as well. So again, 78 in the film, the dam breaks. Okay, I don't know what else to say about it really. There's tons of other numbers in here that are significant, but what do I say? Here's the 201 with Raquel, the 15 again. This is again referencing, I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've gone through all these references. Kind of interesting that Coolio has a 33 and 30, and she's got 60 and 66. That's kind of interesting. Of course, the 60 matches up with the 60th Fantastic Voyage, and the 168 is in Fantastic Voyage. Zach was talking about that. So I don't know. I'm kind of this fifth. I mean, I go on about it so many times, but I mean, come on, these numbers right here, the 5 and the 11, super duper important. Anyway, and depending on what side of the year you're on, 51 is either the day after or the day before, depending on whether you're counting down or counting up. So I don't know is the answer to that. What am I doing? Undo that, and I think that's the end of the video. I don't think I want to waffle anymore. Yeah, I don't think I really want to waffle anymore. Is there anything else I think I've missed here? No. It was a simple idea that Fantastic Voyage is just referencing the Odyssey. That's really what I wanted to make clear in the video. This is the Odyssey, the thing that everybody's on right now, and returning home, shooting through that bullseye. That's where we've got to get to. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright. Alright, cheers, bye.